Hi everyone! Welcome to your newest addition to this channel. It is Good Morning Tea, where Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would read everybody and inspire you with some oracle cards. So how about let's make your tea now? Hi everyone, welcome to your Vedic Sidereal Astrology general prediction. Just to give you guys a heads up, this is a general prediction and that your Mahadasha and your Antardasha will play a significant role before we go through the transit. We also practice Jyotish, meaning this is to enlighten. We are going to go through each of the zodiac, but again, this is a general prediction, so we do advise for you guys to consult an astrologer if you are going to a specific dasha in your life before you can use this prediction. We will try as much to be as accurate as it is still going to be showing some effectivity with the general energies that you might be encountering for this particular month. Without further ado, we're gonna start your reading from each of the zodiac. All right, Pisces. So for the Pisces ascendant and the Pisces moon, we have Dr. Pai over here for our monthly prediction. Let's begin, Dr. Pai.
Thanks, Sal, and namaste to everybody. We are doing February month for Pisces Ascendant and Moon. And Pisces, what should I say about you for this month? This is going to be one of the best months that you can have because I see it's a great time. Venus is exalted in the first house, Jupiter in the 10th house. I'm seeing Saturn in the 11th house for you. What does it mean? When I'm unfolding, I have to say, Venus can bring in short travels for you, also can bring in a huge transformation because it's a lot of transformation for you, the eighth house. Okay. And for Pisces, you also see Jupiter very solid, sitting in the 10th house. Your ascendant lord and your 10th house lord sitting there with Ketu, which means your work environment is just going to be very, very steady. You can see increase in your finances for sure because your ninth house lord is also transiting, to your 10th house. So, which is a good sign whenever you see Mars being your second house lord and your ninth house lord, which is going to transit into your 10th house. So, that's a great transit. But it's going to put you some pressure because it's going to go through the Gandanta. What we said with Gandanta in Vedic astrology means it's like a karmic knot. And we need to untie that knot as we pass through that. It's just like, you have a ring to be passed through a rope which has a knot in between, and think that the ring is like your life and it cannot pass through it when it reaches a knot. So we have to untie that knot for us to smoothly move. So the area that will come up for you for this month would be something to deal with your ninth house affairs. Ninth house stands for your father, your guru, your teacher, maybe also your seniors, your peers, your supervisor, your manager at your work. So all of these areas represents that. Also, what I want to say to you with the ninth house is ninth house also shows merits. Some deeds or meritorious deeds that can happen. It could also signify some interest in occult or initiation. I've seen a lot of people wanting to go and get those mantra from a guru or a teacher to start chanting. So you are initiated into a lineage. So for all those Pisces, this month might be very significant for you. Also, with Saturn being your 11th house lord, transiting to 11th house, I see lesser of expenses because it's a 12th house lord. Also, in the 11th house, it's just showing it might be a great time for saving and for getting better gains this month. But initially, Sal, when you see Sun is going to be there, there could be some hitch there, because Sun is your sixth house lord, Pisces. So it's just going to see some expenses for health related issues. Maybe you're paying for an elder sibling, or for an older parent, or somebody elderly in the family, some expenses for buying medicines maybe. Okay, but after the 12th, I see the Sun is going to move into the 12th house. A sixth house lord moving to the 12th house is loss of enemies. So which means it's great time for you, Pisces. When I see overall this month is going to be fantastic. The only area where I would want you to caution you is your house, because Rahu comes in the fourth house. So Rahu in the fourth house is like, you could have a theft at home, you could have a thief coming, or sometimes clandestinely you might see some things go missing. So just be wary about, don't leave your doors open for unknown people to walk in, and you don't even know that some things are gone missing. Especially if you have jewelry and precious things, always keep it under lock and key all the time. Don't trust anybody inside the house. So I think protection is very important. Another thing I also want to see, some of them might want to get a dog. They've been waiting to get a dog. Rahu is moving through Ardra.
Yes.
Ardra is a dog. So you might want to get a dog at home. And maybe I see this, Pisces, is very highly probable that you might be wanting to get a pet.
So pets, so that you can guard from the thief, okay?
Yes.
So a pit bull. So, no, but yes, kidding aside, what Dr. Fire was saying, it's like getting, because remember, if having a pet makes you feel comfort at home, isn't it? Because it's a man's best friend. And right now in the fourth house, since Rahu is there, it gives some sort of unrest. And since if you bring Rahu there, and one thing I've seen here, Dr. Pai, when you have a pet and then you have this specific transit, like feeding the pet a bread. I believe you mentioned this before when we consulted, like feeding them a sweet bread, and then it helps your Rahu at home. And then you've also explained before, this is all consultation prior to this, the dust. If you start accumulating dust, that's also a significator that Rahu at home, it's like you have to make sure that it's clean. Plants dying is also a significator that Rahu is not a good placement inside the home at the same time. So one good thing that I would recommend is having an elephant, an image of Ganesh, to calm, to soothe, to bring peace inside the home. Okay, because having, like I've seen it. I have Ganesh Ganapati in my table. I have elephant inside my room. Even though I don't have this placement, it makes you feel happy at peace. Isn't it correct, Dr. Pai?
Absolutely. Bringing a silver elephant, I've seen works miracles for people. I have had some. This is a tip again. If you can bring a Ganesha at home during this period, might be a great time, because Jupiter and Ketu are together. And in Vedic astrology, Ketu represents Lord Ganesha.
Yes.
And Jupiter represents worship. So maybe bringing that will just activate yourself, and you feel much more confident, because Jupiter is also your first house lord. So yes, definitely keeping yourself tidy, and always remember, southwest corner is where the Rahu is very active. So you need to keep your southwest direction of your house very clean and tidy, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere of, it's going to be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
If in the northwest is for the northern hemisphere, where I'm talking about Rahu, so Rahu becomes very powerful there. Also for Pisces, you have to just be careful about the north region. North region, if there is your garbage or your trash or your shoes or accumulated stuff, then please don't keep it out there. And for all the Pisces, remember, Saturn represents footwear.
Yes.
So, and leather items, leather handbags, leather shoes, leather, anything leather. If they have been sitting in your life and it's sitting in the southeast corner, then your relationship will be affected. So I'm saying just keep only those things that you really use on a regular basis. Imagine there is a shoe or a footwear that has not been used for more than 8 to 10 months, which means you're unlikely to use it again. So it's best to get rid of those. It clutters and the clogs the energy. Southeast direction, Pisces for you is the direction of your love.
Yes.
Because Venus rules southeast. Yeah,
Dr.
Venus.
Southeast of Venus,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's Venus. So you don't want to clog your energy because now for Pisces, southeast direction is where your Saturn is moving.
Now, just for everybody who's watching, when we mention okay the direction of like the north, east, west, and south, you always need a compass. Do not rely where the sun rises. Okay, so that cannot be used. You need to you have an iPhone. The iPhone has it, an Android has it. It's like you need to have an actual compass. Do not rely where the sun always rises on the east. Now, for Vastu, we have to follow a specific, the compass, the true, the true north, basically.
Manually, yes.
Yeah, the magnet. Okay, so don't rely on the sun. Now, the reason why Dr. Pai is also explaining, southeast for Venus, because Venus is exalted right now in Pisces. So there's going to be a lot of focus in that. So to bring harmony at home, because Venus does aspect the fourth house at the same time, where 4 and 7. It's aspecting. So to bring harmonious relationship, if you're married, if you're living in with someone, with your family, those are the focus. Okay. And leather, as far as like Dr. Pai is saying, it's like anything that, for example, because normally when we don't use leather, it accumulates dust, and that's already Rahu again. So you go in this cycle, and there are signs also that if you work with Saturn, your Rahu, it becomes a little bit much better, because both are karma. I mean, Saturn rules karma, but Rahu also is bringing you here in this planet to learn something new. So if you improve, for example, your connection with Shani, then this is gonna be a good time. It's gonna bring comfort at home. Okay. Now, Dr. Pai, with their let's focus on their 10th house in their career, Dr. Pai, because Jupiter is there for a whole, the whole year. It's gonna go retrograde to their 11th house at the same time. Is there anything that you can see there, Dr. Pai?
Oh yeah. So for Pisces, I always say this is a great year for them. But Jupiter even going to their 10th house, aspecting their second house of wealth,
Yes.
family, and aspecting also their sixth house for health, and then also aspecting their fourth house. So, which means house affairs, home, comfort, learning, emotional balance. Also, I see properties. If you're looking for properties to buy properties this year, maybe this year is great. It's just not month of February. I'm saying generally this whole year is going to till about November. You'll see it's great. Even after November, it's going to be great because it's going to go to your 11th house. But next month, end of March, is going to race into Capricorn, its 11th house, and it's just going to be with Saturn, which is again very good. So Pisces, I have to say, this is a very lucky year. Unless you want to throw away this year is all in your favor. So this is a fantastic
transit. Okay, so there you have it, Pisces. You will continue the blessing of Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter is a savior. It's happiness. You have it in your 10th house. It's gonna aspect your second house of finances, your health. So it's a smooth sailing. Okay, but you always just have to remember that coming in September is the end of the nodes. Come inside your home, so you will feel more at ease coming end of the year around October and November. Okay, so thank you very much, Pisces, for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and you hit like. We do this every month, so I will see you guys again next March. Bye, guys.